Children, before we actually read the text, we must know why we are doing it. What are the requirements set by the council, the question paper pattern, and the marks allotted to each part of the question paper. Children, before we actually open our books and start reading from there, let's understand what the council desires out of us. Like, what are we looking at? What is the aim? The question paper pattern and the marks allotted to each part of the question paper. So, I shall begin here with the aims set by the council. Now, you can see over here, develop 4 skills: listening, speaking, reading and writing. Listening, speaking, reading, writing. These are actually the 4 skills required to learn any language. It's not just connected to English language. This is for better communication, be it verbal communication or through writing. Okay, so we need to develop this. Now, one good thing here is that we've been learning English right from our junior classes. So by now, you have a fairly good understanding of the English language. All that is required by us is to tell you perhaps various parts of grammar, the other areas which will be required to hone your skills now, to make it more better, so that when you take your examination, you will be more confident. Now let's look at the other point. It says, develop functional understanding of grammar, uses of phrases, idioms, proverbs. Just what I was telling you, that what we need to do over here is take you perhaps into the books, and out of the books bring you some basics which we must have done in our junior classes, but we can revise them again, so that when you write, when you speak, when you deliver, you will be able to use more good words. You will increase your vocabulary and your expressions. The other one, develop comprehension abilities for understanding and accessing information. It's not just important or alright only to speak and to convey. We have to read. The text provided to us, we have to read. We have to understand. And out of that understanding, we will be required to solve some questions. Okay? And we will be required to give certain meanings of words. So we need to have a good comprehension, knowledge, skills to understand the text. Another one, develop appreciation of good literature. Now, why we are studying a language? It is to know the thought processes of all those people who have contributed to this language, who have contributed to English literature. And this we will do through our knowledge of language. So it's like side by side. We need language, we need literature. Okay? Language to equip us with the skills required for comprehension, and literature to know about the world, about the people, about the happenings which have been written, recorded in the books. To undergo the feelings and thought processes of the people of the world, we are not only confined to our homes, as I said just a while ago, that we are now better connected. We are open to the vast world. We have the whole world to explore, and literature is one of the best, if not the best, it is one of the best mediums of getting to know people from all over the world. So this is what we are going to do over here. Understand English language, equip ourselves with more skills, and learn about the world through the works of various writers and poets. Okay, now let us talk about the pattern of assessment as sent by the council. Now, why we are doing all this? We have to pass exams, let's face it. Okay, though later on this knowledge is going to stay with you. Okay, this is what we are going, why we study any subject, for that matter, is so that later on this information will be handy for us in life. But At the same time, examinations are important. The council has decided to evaluate in 2 different papers. Paper 1, English language. Paper 2, English literature. As you can see, the marks allotted are 80 marks for the theory paper, 20 marks for the internal assessment. Now, internal assessment means throughout the year. Okay? From day 1 to last day of your class, before you sit for the boards, whatever you have been doing in the class, there will be a series of tests that your school teachers will put to you. Now, out of that entire series of tests, you shall be awarded some marks out of 20 marks. Fine. Now, your external question paper will consist of 80 marks in both the papers. So, 80 marks theory, 20 marks of internal assessment. Now, we will talk of paper 1, as you know, is the language paper. The language paper has 5 compulsory questions. Now, the council has set aside 2 hours for you to complete this paper. However, in the board exams, when you sit for the board exams, you shall be given 15-minute reading time. Isn't that good? So you get 15 minutes to quietly read your paper to find out, are the questions the ones can you write, or just to relax yourselves. After the 15 minutes are over, you will be given writing time. So your writing time will be 2 hours. Now let's have a look at what the language paper looks like. The language paper has 5 compulsory questions. Okay? You have to attempt all 5. This is what is meant by compulsory. Question 1 is the composition, which you have to write in 300 to 350 words. You shall be given 5 choices. Now, what is composition? Composition is a detailed writing. You will be given 5 choices. It could be some personal experience, it could be a story writing, it could be narration, it could be just maybe something out of economics or politics or something that you see around you, and 1 picture composition. So 5 choices are enough, right? Out of these 5 choices, do 1, only 1, okay? So pick the best. Think of all the points that you can write on it during the reading time. That will save you from making a choice later on. So this 15 minutes time should be utilized very, very properly. The council says spend 30 to 35 minutes on question number 1. So keep your watch also along with you so that you know your time and you spend time accordingly. Question number 1, as you see over here, has 20 marks. Then we go to question number 2, letter writing. Now again you have 2 choices over here. So council gives a lot of choices. You have 2 choices to do 1 letter out of the 2. Normally they will give you 1 personal letter and 1 formal letter. Again you can make a choice beforehand in the 15 minutes of reading time and then pick up 1 to do it. The council also says, and is very, very particular about it, you will do the questions in the serial order. Many times what we feel, we will do the grammar first or we'll write the email first, according to our choice. But the council is very specific over here. You have to do serial wise. One more thing you need to know is that every question paper must begin from a new page. So even if this much page is left from the last question, leave it. Come to a new page, start another question on a new page. So that was question number 2, where you have to do the letter writing. Question number 3. Again have 2 questions, but both are compulsory. These 2 questions are compulsory, you have to attempt both. Notice and email. Notice for a school bulletin, school board, normally we give a notice for the school board where you need to give information. So this will have a very specific kind of a format which will be taught to you. Email, we all are very, very familiar with the email. So again we will learn some more things about email later, and these two questions are compulsory. There is no choice in between over here. Moving on, question number 4 is the comprehension. I was talking to you about this comprehension, very important. You have to have that skill of reading and then taking out the meaning, understanding what is being said, to follow, to write all those answers that will be required for you to write over here. Let's see. We have the word meanings, 3 marks. We have short questions and there is a précis to be written. So word meanings, from the text itself, there will be some words given to you. You have to write the best meanings that come to your mind at that time. Some short questions, there will be about 5 short questions of 2 marks each, or one question maybe of 1 mark. And then there is a next question, a précis writing, which is about 50 words. In about 50 words, you will be asked to write about something in the passage, not the entire passage, okay? Something out of that passage you will be required to write in 50 words. That was comprehension. Moving on to the last question, which is grammar. This grammar section is divided in 4 parts, A, B, C, D. The first one is fill in the blanks with correct form of words. A passage will be given. The passage will have some blanks. Along with the blanks, there will be some brackets and a word will be written in the bracket. That word you have to use in the correct form. This form, maybe it's tense form, past tense, present tense, future tense, or the participle form. You have to decide according to the language skills that you have gained, right? So that will be part A. Part B will be fill in the blanks again, but these are different fill in the blanks. These will be some sentences, about 8 sentences. Every sentence will have a blank. Normally what they give over here is prepositions. So do your grammar well, pretty well, okay? Then comes join sentences without using and, but or so. It's easy to connect sentences, but what we have to take care of? Not to use and, but, so. Now think of all other words that you can use to connect sentences, like being, owing to, as well as, not only. So these will all come in the grammar section that I'll be taking up with you bit by bit. Coming to the last question. Rewrite sentences according to instructions given. Each sentence will be followed by a certain instruction. You have to know that instruction carefully and write your answer. Fine? Everything is very clear in the paper. You have to spend time to read it, to understand. Do not be in a hurry. 2 hours is a big time. Lot of time if we know how to manage our times. This was the end of the question, language question paper. We shall move on to the literature. Like the language paper, literature paper also will have 2 hours writing time, 15 minutes reading time. Now I have noticed that many times students get very, very agitated the moment they look at the literature paper. This agitation is because perhaps they were not told what they will find inside the question paper, and when they come out of the examination hall, they go and tell their teacher, you never told us this. So first let us understand the format of the literature paper. The literature paper will have an overall 18 questions. in sections A, B, C. 18 questions, 3 sections. Okay, you don't have to do all. Let's understand what we have to do. The candidates must attempt 5 questions from 3 books only, and each of the 5 questions will have 16 marks, which will equal to 18 marks, right? 18 questions, do only 5. But what is the condition? Choose 3 books only. So initially, your school will tell you which books they will teach you and will prepare you for the examination accordingly. Now talking of the 3 sections, A, B, C. Let us see what is section A. Okay, before that let me tell you what you are expected to do. Before we take a detailed look at the questions, let us understand what will be those 5 questions that we have to do. Council says do 1 question each from section A, section B, section C. That means 3 questions you have done. Okay, 1 from each section. Now what about the other 2? The other 2 you can take from any section, section A or B or C. Meaning 2 more sections you will choose. You will do 2 more questions, right? But keeping in mind the 2 books, 3 books that you have chosen initially. Now you can't go out of this choice. So all your 5 questions will be on the 3 books that you have chosen. Section A, Drama. Have a look. We have 2 books given by the council. The Merchant of Venice, The Mousetrap. And it says choose 1 book out of these, right? Choose 1 from the drama section, section A. Now how many questions will section A have? Section A will have 6 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first 3 questions are from the Merchant of Venice. The last 3 questions, 4, 5, 6 are from the Mousetrap. Now the book that most of the schools choose is the Merchant of Venice. So don't even look at 4, 5, 6. Leave it. Just put it aside. Concentrate only on 1, 2, 3. At least select 1. You have to do 1 compulsory question. If you want to do 1 more question from Merchant of Venice, it's up to you. Okay. Section B, Poetry. The book prescribed is a collection of poems. This section will have 3 questions and the numbering of the questions will be 7, 8, 9. Okay. All 3 questions will be from the same book. You have to do 1 question at least and 1 more if you wish to do. Section C, Prose. We have some choice of books over here. Let's see the choices. A collection of short stories, Animal Farm, The Call of the Wild. Choose only 1 book. Okay? Choose only 1, and most of the schools are doing a collection of short stories. In fact, let me tell you, the collection of short stories and the collection of poems have been taken only in 1 book, The Treasure Trove. So if we are talking of 3 books, we can even talk of 2 books because 2 sections are covered in 1 book this time. So we will be taking up collection of short stories for this section, but let's look at the question paper, question numbers. Question 10, 11, 12 will be from collection of short stories, 13, 14, 15 from Animal Farm, 16, 17, 18 from The Call of the Wild. Now let's not look at question number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. Fine. Let's only look at questions 10, 11, 12. That's all. So what do we need to do? Which questions? Let's see again from the beginning. Section A, question 1 to 3. Section B, questions. Section B, questions 7, 8, 9. And section C? Section C, questions 10, 11, 12. That is all. So whenever you are preparing yourself for the examination, make sure that you will not get, caught unawares by reading a question paper. Whenever you prepare yourself for the examination, make sure that you have all your basics in place. The moment you will look at the question paper, when the supervising examiner will tell you, now you can open your question paper, you will know which questions to focus on. You have 15-minute reading time. Do not waste your 15-minute reading time in reading questions or books that you are not going to do. Concentrate on only those questions which you shall be attempting. This way you will not lose your focus. Fine? I hope you are able to understand the two papers, paper 1 and paper 2. Children, I have just explained to you the two question papers that you have to attempt. Now the big question arises, why I am addressing you? Why I need to communicate to you? You know? Now all the schools have given directions to their teachers to take Zoom classes, to finish the syllabus, okay, to make all the students understand the text. But what is happening is, not many students are able to log on at the time when the teachers are taking the Zoom sessions or any kind of, online digital sessions. Not many are available at that time. Maybe something goes off with the internet and you missed out that class. Now who's going to repeat that class for you? You have missed it out. Now the school will not open. We don't know when the schools will reopen. And suddenly an announcement will come that this is your examination date, come and sit for the examination. Now, who's going to prepare you for that? Fine? So herein lies the importance of these videos that we are uploading. You can watch us live on our channels on the YouTube, okay? And we are going to present you detailed study of every chapter, every part of it. Every question will be covered, every meaning will be tackled. Okay, every phrase will be explained. And what is going to happen? You can look at the video again and again, whenever you want to. You will not require another teaching class with a teacher, because this will become your property. Okay, whenever you want to watch it, you will watch it and play it, watch it, understand, watch, understand. Maybe, by looking at it again and again, the thing sinks in your mind and you will be so better prepared for your examination. So right children, this is the importance of these sessions. Even if you miss out anything, you can easily, maybe download the app that will be provided or the YouTube link. Fine? And you can watch all that has been taught and the lessons that will be uploaded from now onwards, time to time. If you found this video good and helpful, like it, subscribe it and press the bell icon. You can also share with your friends. Thank you.